is me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. I stole with them, I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80 I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to in-glass, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. To master enterprise, and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts of how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. So she don't need no man. Stay far from timid. Only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in in my face, stay in your place, play your position, become my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them, stole with them. I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 88. Long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to in-glass, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts of how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit.
All right, guys. What is going on? What is going on, man? Yeah, man, let's hop right into the intro. Let's not waste any time before we get into this little tribute we have for you guys in the beginning of the show, man. So, what is going on, guys? We are back with yet again another edition of the Notorious podcast, man. And this is another edition of Notorious Unscripted, man. This is episode 127 of Unscripted. If you guys did, if this is your first time watching, you guys do not know how the show works. Every Monday, we are on here after Monday Night Raw with Notorious Unscripted, and every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, we are on here with the Newsman. Again, at 4 p.m. Central, we are on here with the Newsman, and if you guys did miss that, this past Friday's edition of the News, that is episode 146, I want to say. That is... Yes. Oh, no. Episode 145. Vince McMahon reaches a settlement in the Reader Chatterton case. And did WWE possibly spoil Dwayne Johnson coming back for the Royal Rumble by dropping new merch for him? Episode 145 of the News is available on all platforms, and you guys can watch that on all platforms, man. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. And if you want to see it first, join us right here every Friday at 4 p.m. Central with the News, man. So with that, if this is your first time watching, guys, have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official Notorious Heels podcast merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. Link is at the top of the description of this video, and it is in either mine or Circa's social media pages, man. You have all 8 of these beautiful designs available in more than just t-shirts. You have the Chicago flag design, the Chicago skyline design, the base logo design, the Riddler-inspired IWC's Best Kept Secret design, the Notorious scratch logo, the only community that matters, the Uncrowned Kings of the IWC, and the Christmas merch, man. So with that, again, you can find all 8 of these beautiful designs available in more than just a t-shirt on the merch shop, man. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, and it is in either mine or Circa's social media pages, man. Not hard to find at all. And with that, if this is your first time watching, guys, do not know who we are here at the Notorious Heels podcast. I am Johnny Mayhem, one half of the host of this very show, and as for the other half, we got my man Circa here. How's it going, man?
It's going good, man. It's going good. Just been chilling out, man. Just been chilling out doing my normal thing, man. Just waiting for the Rumble, man. Just waiting for the Rumble this weekend, man. I'm worried but excited, man. God, I'm worried, but
Yes.
like Durante always asks, man, how's life? How's the family? Life's good, man. The family's good. What about you, Durante, Logan, everybody, JT? How's everybody doing in chat? What about you, bro? How you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, just Raw tonight was decent. Raw tonight was a decent show. I cannot wait to tell you guys some of the things that were thrown my way. Logan was involved with it directly, so he knows what I was told today. But yeah, man, I had to sit some people right down on their fucking ass on Twitter, and yeah, man. But other than that, man, I'm good. I'm excited for this weekend. Like you, worried, but excited. And my lord, we got some interesting news about some Roman Reigns challengers. Good. What the fuck? Yeah.
Cody, guys.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that on the news this Friday, man. Some weird stories. But yeah, man. But yeah, bro, I'm good, man. I'm good, and yeah, man, I'm good. As Durante always asks, man, I'm good, bro. Family's good. What about you, Durante? What about you, Logan, JT, and everybody else in chat? How the hell are you guys? And everybody watching on the replay as well, and to all the people watching on all platforms as well, man. So how the hell are you guys, man? And before we start anything off, and before we get into this, not Jay Briscoe tribute show, but the most they could do of a tribute show, man, we wanted to just come on here and say a couple words about a man who absolutely revolutionized tag team wrestling, and unfortunately, last Tuesday, a man who lost his life in a fatal car crash. Yes, and obviously that is none other than Jay Briscoe, man. Obviously, it's just so sad. Just a guy, like I said a little bit on Friday, man. A guy who was a family man. A guy who truly was a family man, and it absolutely sucks. It absolutely breaks your heart, like I said again on Friday, man, to see just the videos of him with his daughters doing their cheerleading routines, and yes, I'm praying for them, man. I'm praying for his two daughters and his wife and Mark. And his family, man. Yeah, so rest in peace to Jay Briscoe, man. I mean, for the longest time, bro, you think of independent tag team wrestling and one of the best. I would go as far to probably say the best tag team never signed to WWE, or at least one of them. Man. You're looking no further than the Briscoe brothers, or more likely, man, or more accurate, at least I think. One of the best tag teams that was not ever signed to a major promotion. And it is just so incredibly sad. So incredibly sad to see somebody like that go. So incredibly sad to see somebody like that go, man. I mean, it really makes you wonder or think about things rather, because it makes at least for me it reassures me to always constantly let everybody know that you love them. Everybody that knows me knows that I use that word a lot, maybe a little bit too much, but I don't care, man, because at the end of the day, bro, at least the way I see it, you can never tell anybody how much you love them. And it's just so sad to see, bro. It's so sad to see. And like I said, man, for anybody else, man, just please just try to tell people how much you love them, man. It goes a long way. I mean, you guys know I say it I say it all the time to you guys how much I love you guys and stuff, and I really mean that, because man, tomorrow is not promised, bro, and we lost one of the all-time great tag team wrestlers, and even beyond wrestling, somebody who as far as we know was a fantastic father. So sad, bro. So sad. I absolutely hate, for everybody that knows me, knows how much I hate death, and death in wrestling sucks. It sucks. It sucked for Brody. It sucked for all of them, man. But and Jay Briscoe's no slouch in this either. Incredibly sad, bro. Incredibly sad. And yes, rest in peace to, again, one of the great tag team wrestlers of all time, man.
Truly, man, truly. I mean, such a good person to just. So it's always the best people, man. It really is, man. From from Brody to Jay, it's horrible, man. Um, Praying for his family, man. Praying for his daughters, man. Praying for Mark. I'm praying for everybody that knew him, man. I mean, that's just such a hard thing to go through, to just someone so good, man. That did so much for not only the business, but everybody around him in the business, man, and just in his family, man. So it's always tough, man. It really is. But and as long as we always remember him, remember all his matches, man, remember all his promos, and obviously your
Oh
family
my
will
god.
remember everything that he's done with them, man. They're truly never gone, man.
Absolutely. Not to mention, bro, genuinely some of the fucking funniest Twitter promo battles I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh yeah,
So funny.
truly.
So funny. It is so sad. I heard the news last Tuesday, and I was at the unfun job, and I was sitting out in the parking lot on my lunch break, and I seen the tweet, and I didn't know what to say, man. The next day, it felt a little eerie to just drive. It just felt I just felt really off about it, man. But I mean, it's so sad, bro. I mean, he was just running probably what to him was just regular everyday things, like taking his daughters to their cheer meets or whatever, and he wasn't allowed to go home that day, and it is just absolutely horrible. So in saying that, again, to everybody who watches us, and to everybody who's ever watched us and expressed love to us, we just want to send love to you guys, and to you too, bro. I love you, man. And yes, you are my brother. And yeah, absolutely horrible, bro. Absolutely horrible. So again, to you
Truly.
guys, man, and you especially, Sir K, man. I truly love you guys, man. And yes, I mean, God bless, bro. God bless.
Really, man. I love you too, dog, man. I mean, everybody in the chat, bro. Durante, Logan, JT, thank you all. I love you guys, and I love you, bro. You're my brother, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well past a best friend or anything like that, dude. I mean,
Hmm.
brother is brother is the um brother maybe brother doesn't even maybe brother even isn't the right word for it, man. But yes, absolutely, absolutely. You are my brother, man. I'm forever grateful for you and forever grateful for you guys too, man. So yes, it is it's you just remember that, guys. That's my message from me to you, man, is truly remember you can never fucking tell anybody you love them enough.
Truly, man.
Because you never
Truly.
know. You never know when the last day is. You know, you never know when the last day is, and um, a situation like this proves it. So, and it's so funny too, man, because I never caught any of the Ring of Honor pay-per-views live, but before we did the year-end awards, I wanted to go back and watch the trilogy, because how do you not watch those matches and at least put one of them in your nominees for match of the year? And I really enjoyed the trilogy that they just spent the last year putting on, and it was so good. It was so good. And 38 years old, bro, gone way too soon, dude. Way too soon.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Absolutely, man. So to that, I guess that transitions us perfectly into what was kind of a Jay Briscoe tribute show,
Yeah,
or at least
as much
what
as they could do.
as much as they could do, man. I mean, there was the graphic in the beginning of the show, kind of like we showed. Um, Anytime we have to honor somebody. So they did one of those, and they mentioned him kind of throughout the night, while talking about people's armbands that says Jay or Briscoe or Jay Briscoe or whatever. And then at the end of the show they mentioned him as well, but they did about as much as they could. And I want you guys to know, even though if you're listening to us, more times than not you have a brain in your head. So um you guys know, man, that I mean, if Warner put no blocks on this, Tony Khan would have absolutely showed out. I mean,
Oh,
the
yeah.
something similar to what he did for Brody Lee, because that was a great but just so incredibly sad night for professional wrestling. So I guarantee you he would have done something like that, man. But we opened the show with Jay Lethal versus Orange Cassidy. I want to say this was for the All Atlantic Championship. This was I mean, it was a good match, a little bit of backstage interference, Yeah, Jay Lethal's group, I believe, was banned from ringside, so they bought tickets. They bought tickets and they were sitting ringside, and the best friends were there, and Danhausen were in the front row eating popcorn, and it was just, I mean, it was what?
It happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the match itself was fun, but all the just outside antics, I mean, this is literally two of the worst groups that are in this company. Is Jay Lethal's, I don't even know what you call them, just Jay Lethal's group, I guess, and the best friends. Garbage.
Oh, horrible, man. Got the best friend versus mid-packed over there. Mid-card packed. Some TNA fucking joke. I don't know. They suck. Yeah, it's definitely a weird way to start Dynamite, but I mean, it happened. It's kind of it happened.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was that. That was that, man. And yes, Logan says, can we cancel Warner Bros? Like I said on Friday, dude. Not only did the man say these things 14 years ago, but he donated to so many LGBTQ charities. I mean, and
Oh
I
yeah.
even believe people from that community who have talked to him were on record saying that he was genuinely a good person. So from the moment they got blocked and we all knew about it, me and Sir K said, this has got to be somebody in Warner that just doesn't like them, whether it's how they look, whether it's how they talk, whether it's something other than
And
his remarks he made 14 years ago. Because again, not only did the man
yeah,
apologize, but he did so much to right his wrong. And it is horrible,
hmm
man. It is horrible. And it was so sad watching BTE, hearing Matt Jackson say, when we started AEW, we told the Briscoes that we want who we believe to be the three best brother tag teams that are available or in the world in our company, that being the Young Bucks, the Lucha Brothers, and the Briscoe Brothers. And he was so sad, saying that, in that, saying he never was able to make that happen. But we know they tried, and we know it was we know the love was there, man. We know the love was there, for sure. So, man, so horrible. And Tony Khan even himself tried so hard to get these guys. It just was out of their hands.
exactly.
So yeah, man. So that was the opener, and then we move into the Young Bucks versus Top Flight. Top Flight, man. Yes, Top Flight are having a interesting run right now. I wonder where this is really going to lead them. Um, I wonder, man. I wonder if they're going to put them on some kind of acclaimed like breakout, or what they're gonna do. Um, uh, I don't know, but they're on a really good run right now. I could tell you that.
Definitely, man. Definitely, I like where it's going, man. They're going up, man. So don't hit the brakes on them, man. Please.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So they put on a really good match. This was their third match against the Young Bucks. They put on a really good match with them, and in the end, the Bucks went to go for the BTE trigger. Darius ducked it. Pushed Nick Jackson out of the way. Rolled up Matt Jackson, and they won the match. So Top Flight won the match via roll up, and yeah, man, they're on a good string of momentum right now, man. I hope it leads them to something interesting. I know a lot of people wanted to see them with AR Fox, but I think it would be I don't know. I don't really know who you could put them with that is like a big star. Nothing against AR Fox, but I think if they got the rub from somebody who was a huge star, Keith Lee. I don't really know how Keith Lee would look with them, but Willie Mack maybe. I don't know. Somebody though who is a big star that I think could really help them. I know
Yeah.
a lot of times people want to see Top Flight with people that are a little lower on the card, and that's fine because those people are great. But I think if you really want them to get the rub from somebody who's really, really good, I don't really know who you could put them with. Or maybe you kind of go the daddy ass route and just give them just like a manager that they can get the rub from, and that can really help them. Or if you want to go the talent route and form a faction, that's always a thing too, man. But I think something like that could really help them. But for now, they're on a really good run, man. They're on a really good run. I have to say.
Definitely, man. I really would have to. They're on a really good run, man. I like where it's going, man. I really do.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And it was so awesome to see the Young Bucks. It was so awesome to see the Young Bucks put these guys over. And I feel like that was in some Briscoe fashion, man, because the Briscoe brothers have a reputation for leaving the wrestling politics to the side and never have a problem putting somebody over. Um, so
Exactly.
that was a really awesome thing. That was a really awesome thing to see from the Young Bucks, as they always have done. But on this night, I think something like that was needed. Some Briscoe energy, not to mention the Doomsday device they did. So sad,
Those are really
man.
awesome.
So sad.
Truly, man.
All right, man. Austin and Colton Gunn are getting some more promo time, man. I don't know
Why?
why they believe that these two are like the next great tag team. I just don't see it. I don't see it, man.
I don't see.
I don't see this one.
Let's be talking about this.
Yeah, honestly, bro, I don't see them one bit. And good God, this TV time could go to literally anybody else. So,
They go to a million other people, bro. Those two are as bland can get.
dude, honestly, they're going the JBL Baron Corbin route, if you ask me. So what they're doing is they're doing the thing where they're saying, "Oh, we're the greatest tag team in the history." Kind similar to how JBL says that Baron Corbin is a wrestling god. Baron Corbin. I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like the
Yeah.
cheapest fucking way to get heat.
It really is, man. It just ain't working for me, man.
No,
I just don't see it. I don't think they have it at all. I don't think they have any good element. Their promos are forgettable. They mean nothing. They have no good look. They're not that great in the ring. They literally bring nothing to the table.
no, no.
They don't. They really don't, bro.
They don't, dude. They do
What
not
do they
at
think our
all.
band is with a different tag team? Their
No.
own father.
Yeah, they called out the Acclaimed. They called out the Acclaim for not stealing their dad to help them get over. The Acclaim come out. Austin Gunn interrupted Max's rap. Max told the production to mute his mic and hit his music. So he did one of his raps again. No, it wasn't nothing too crazy said in it. No Vince McMahon or Saudi Arabia lines. But so the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass get in the ring. They start fighting the Gun Club. Daddy Ass jumps in there, throws Colton off of Bowens, throws Max off of Austin, and everybody's kind of just looking at him. Daddy Ass grabs the mic, and he says, you two are entitled brats, and you need to learn to shut your mouth or something like that. And he says to the Acclaimed, and I really like this, but then we just immediately took a 180. He says to the Acclaimed, and you guys are tag champs, and it's time to start acting like it. And I was like, oh, okay. Some legitimacy with these guys. And then he just talks about family therapy and how they're going to have family therapy. And it just ruined it.
Literally. What a lame segment to transition into family therapy, bruh. Come on. Like, dude, I don't want the guns at all. I just want them out the picture at this point.
Yes. So that was that. And like I said, I don't know. Like, how are you going to sit there and say you guys need to start acting like you're tag champs and take your, in that, I would assume that means take yourselves a little bit more seriously. And then he says, Yeah, and he says, I got 2 words for you, family therapy. So I'm assuming we're going to get some sort of family therapy segment that is. And like I
Just
said, man, a lot of things the Acclaim do are very, very entertaining. But I mean, with the Gun Club there, I mean, look at their little segment where they were gonna, sink their hands in the concrete, and then the Guns came out there, and then they pantsed the Guns, and they cemented the ass boys. They cemented their ass in the concrete, and it's just like
just
the
lame.
Gun Club just makes things very fucking lame for me, man.
They do, man. They really do. They're just two lame ass dudes, man. They really are. Nothing to them.
Definitely, definitely agreed. Adam Page was in the back talking to Renee Paquette. Renee did not have a microphone, and it almost seemed a little bit like this was kind of just organic and genuine. Just a
Yeah.
genuine conversation between Adam Page and not just Renee Paquette, but John Moxley's wife. Obviously,
Hmm.
and it came off very, very genuine. And Renee said, one thing John told me earlier this week was he appreciates you because you make him the best performer he can be. Hangman was kind of baffled by that, and he just kind of went into to talk about how he wasn't pleased with how John just made fun of his concussion, and he treated it like a joke, and you know, I mean, it was. I mean, they weren't arguing or nothing like that. They were just talking, and it was very different, but I really enjoyed it. It just felt very, like I
Yeah.
said, just genuine and just organic.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I like where it went, man.
Mhm.
I think it was very organic, man. I like the way they did a lot.
Absolutely. So in the end of it, Renee says, "What is next for the Hangman?" And he says, "Well, I think what I would like to be next is I would like to mend some fences that very badly need mending." And she says, and she shakes her head, and he goes to walk away, and he comes back, and he says, "Can you do me a favor? The next time you see, never mind, it's stupid." And he walked away, and I was like,
Man.
okay,
Ooh. I can't wait, bruh. I can't wait. It's gonna be the
very,
Dark Order.
uh, no, you know how bad that
I
would
hope
be.
not. I don't. That would be so bad, bro. But I think it's who we think it is, man. And I can't wait for that, man. That's the reunion of the company, man.
Yes,
That's the story this company been building since its creation.
yes,
Is them
absolutely.
getting back together.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And they've told such a great story. I mean, the last time we seen Hangman, with the last bit of storytelling we seen with these guys was Hangman was trying to get the Hung Bucks together. Well, no, he saved the Bucks. The Bucks wanted to team with him, but Hangman was the one who kind of was like,
He's like,
no,
no.
like the Dark Order have been my friends, so they got Kenny. And then they ended up facing Hangman the very same night they got suspended, and that was. I wonder where that was gonna go. I really wonder.
I wonder. I'm curious, man. I want to see how it all plays out, man. I want to see how it would have played out if, CM Punk didn't do what CM Punk did.
uh, Next,
That fucking
man,
guy, man.
Ricky Starks defeated Jake Hager in their match, and that was that. Ricky Starks defeated Jake Hager, and then he made a break for it, man. So that was it. Pretty good match.
Oh, man.
Nothing too much to say on it. And then we got a video package for Adam Cole. I was kind of shocked they didn't put him out there, but not too mad at it. But I was like, oh, okay.
Especially because he was physically there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We learned that when they did the ROH taping after the
Hmm.
show. So like, why not even just like show him at some point? I don't know. I thought it was kind of weird that they didn't.
Definitely. 100%. 100%. So, then we got another banger of a match between Bryan Danielson and Bandito. But before we got that, we got Chris Jericho and Danny Garcia in the back talking about their Jericho was upset because Ricky Starks had beat Jake Hager, and he was in the back saying, Ricky Starks and your buddy Action Andretti, I want you guys to face Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, Les Sex Gods, next week. Daniel Garcia then steps up and he says, I'm feeling ready, and I want to be your partner. And then Sammy Guevara says, you know what? That's perfect. You're doing so well under my learning tree. As Daniel Garcia is just looking like, dude, what the fuck, man? And Sammy Guevara is just buddy with him, and Daniel Garcia just hates his guts. And Sammy Guevara says, you know what? I got the best idea. And then he brings him a long black leather pair of tights, long tights to wear. And Daniel Garcia's like, okay, fine. And, Sammy says, if you win your match on Rampage against Action Andretti, you can be Jericho's partner and not me. And then Jericho says, I love it. Are we going to see Les Sex Gods or what did he call him? Garcia Co. That's what he
I
called
think
him.
Garcia goes something like that.
Yeah, he said, are we going to see Les Sex Gods or Garcia Co.? And that was that. I said this from the moment it started, and everybody absolutely hated it. And I understand why, but sometimes you have to look a mile ahead. Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara was going to be a fun story for them to tell, and it's been really fun of Daniel Garcia, because it's going to be a slow burn of Daniel Garcia just getting more and more pissed that he has to listen to his elder, use that term loosely, his elder, Sammy Guevara. And we all know that at this stage of the game, Daniel Garcia is way more over than Sammy Guevara, but they've been telling a great story, man. They've been telling a great story.
Definitely, man. I love the dynamic, man. I love the way it's going, man, and it's genuinely entertaining, man. It This is an instance where Sammy Guevara uses his annoyance to a
Yes.
good degree, man.
Yes.
This is what I want to see from the guy.
I feel like it took Chris Jericho to make him realize like his heat with Ty Conti isn't the kind of heat he's gonna want.
You thought of Exactly, man. Exactly. And it's sad that fucking Chris Jericho still has to teach this motherfucker all this shit.
Yes. Absolutely. I mean, it's just ridiculous. He is really babysitter Jericho, man. So then we go into Bandito versus Bryan Danielson, and my lord, this was so good. Another for a second week in a row, Bryan Danielson earns his shot closer to MJF, and JT says it in the comments, bro. Just banger after banger with this little Bryan Danielson match series. I mean, seriously.
Oh, I swear, man. I love it, man. I really like it. And we're going to get some amazing matches, man. We already have. And it's just going to
Yeah.
keep getting better, man.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So in the end, Bryan Danielson did his STF Gargano escape move. He does not have a name for it, but he did that to put away Bandito in what was another great, like I said, another great Bryan Danielson match in his series. he's got going on right now. So yes, it's been fantastic, man. It really has. After the match, MJF appeared on the Titantron and cut a little promo on Bryan Danielson, and that was it. That was it, man. And it
Looking
was
good, man.
announced. Oh, absolutely. And after this, it was announced his opponent for next week is going to be Brian Cage. That is going to be pretty sick, man.
That's gonna be heat, bro. I'm excited, man. I really am.
Absolutely. Logan says someone said on Twitter that they were sick and tired of the Danielson match shit. But I'm like, bro, how are you sick and tired of someone that has only gone 3 weeks? Who was the first one again? I know it was Bandito, Takeshita, but I don't think the first one was like his first official challenge, because I think after the match MJF came out. But I remember whoever it was a damn good match. I can't remember who the original guy was that he's been on his little match streak against. Damn. It was man. Logan, I'm sure you could help us out here, man. Gee, who the hell? I don't know why he's slipping my mind. Who the fuck was the first guy? Oh, Lord. Oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway. Yes, so that was that, and then we got a little video package with Saraya, another. Oh yes, it was Seattle. Oh, Tony Nee. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't count that one. That one was like a 4-minute thing.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Then we got.
I mean, Tony doesn't count for nothing. Fucking dude.
Yeah. Then we got a backstage video package of Saraya, Tony Storm, and Hikaru Shida as Paige. Saraya got a little pissed off at Hikaru Shida, and Tony Storm had to kind of had to talk her down, and then they both started just talking and completely left Hikaru Shida out of the situation. I don't know why last week Hikaru Shida couldn't just turn, being that they set up what was supposed to be a really big match. I don't know why you couldn't just do the turn there, but whatever it was, man, I don't know. It made no sense to me.
I think what they're really trying to go with is that Cheetah technically isn't a heel. She's just tired of these two, but like, just turn on those people in general.
Right.
Just be like, yeah, you guys are being fucking assholes. Fuck you. I'm working for myself, or I'll help them win. If it fucks you over. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where I know where they're going, but I don't know why they're going the way they're going. I think the end goal is good. The idea of the match they want to do, but how they're going about it is just weird.
Definitely. And it's going to be really weird to see Britt Baker kind of play babyface.
Yeah.
So after this, we have MJF and Brian Cage in a backstage segment with Prince Nana. He was there. And MJF walks up to Brian Cage and he says, do you think you can do me a favor next week and not just beat Bryan Danielson? I want you to break his arm. Brian Cage says, yeah, I can do that. And before he said that, MJF pulls out this fat envelope filled with cash, and he says, well, if you could break his arm, this envelope will be for you. Brian Cage says, yeah, I think we could work something out here. And MJF slaps the shit out of him. Brian Cage grabs him, and Prince Nana is saying to Brian Cage, the money, remember the money, the money. He just keeps saying the money. Brian Cage calms down. He lets him go, and he says, okay, so I want you to keep that aggression into next week, and I want you to break his arm again, and then he walks off, man. So that was that.
Awesome, man.
Very good. Very, very good. And then Willow Nightingale versus Toni Storm happened. This one was okay from what I can remember. It wasn't the worst thing ever. It wasn't the worst thing ever, but it was it was pretty good. I would say it was pretty good, man. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
Oh, man, definitely. I liked it, man. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, man. Not bad at all. Definitely. Not bad at all. Actually, nobody won this match. It was Willow was going to go for her. Willow was taking her straps, her straps down, and I can't exactly remember what her finisher is, but oh,
I think it's
no, my bad. I believe. Okay, Toni Storm won with the roll up because Willow was distracted by Saraya. Toni Storm won with the roll up because she was distracted by Saraya. Willow was complaining to the ref, and after that, Saraya jumps in the ring, and her and Toni Storm just start jumping Willow, and then Ruby comes out to save her.
So the way most fans are thinking they're going is the not XWWE, but the WWE girls versus the AEW homegrown. And
That's what I'm thinking
a lot
too.
of people's reasoning for Ruby to be on the AEW side is because she was never really treated well in WWE, so she sees herself more of an AEW person, even though, side note, they haven't been all that better themselves, but I digress. But I heard that's the route, man, and a lot of people are saying it could end in blood and guts, and that sounds interesting to me, man.
The only thing about that
But
is
mm,
I don't really know how I feel about putting Saraya in a blood and guts match.
eh, you just let her do stuff on the side. You give her like 2, 3 random spots, and you just let everybody else do the work.
yeah, I mean that's definitely one way around it. But the thing here is, so if you have, so I see what I seen a lot of people talking about was Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Hikaru Shida versus Toni Storm, Saraya, and Mercedes Moné. That was one thing I was hearing for Revolution. I heard, not any news or any concrete, evidence from notable people, but I heard that rumor being tossed around a lot.
Definitely, man, definitely. I hear those two rumors mainly.
Definitely, bro. So that was that confused the shit out of me, honestly. When I first seen it, I was just like very
That's who I hear.
like, did they just turn? Like, did they buy a heel? I'm down for it. I'm down to see where it goes. But like I said, it just right now it makes no sense. So I hope that they, I hope that they show a little bit. I hope that they show us a little bit more on where we're going here exactly.
Definitely, man. I hope they make it clear. I really hope that they do.
Definitely, bro. Definitely. So after this, we got a video package with the man himself, Konosuke Takeshita. Renee just simply interviewed him. I can't really remember too much on what he was saying, but he was just talking about his future in AEW, man, and he is he is a star, bro. He is a star. He is so loved by the audience, and I always say this about him because I see it in I can see it in the way he works. He reminds me a lot of Shinsuke Nakamura. Just the way he moves.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I he has a lot of charisma, man. He's just gotta find his thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
And he's finding it in the ring, definitely, man. But in terms of outside, not outside of the ring, but
Character.
the other element of the ability, yes, the character. I wonder what he's gonna become. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's gonna become something, man. He's great.
Mm-hmm. He really is. He really is. Like I said, like seeing him work in the ring, man, he just reminds me so much of Nakamura. Just the way the way he wrestles. I don't know. It's hard to describe, but just like something about the man, he just really reminds me of Shinsuke Nakamura. And it's really cool to see. And like I said, once he develops that character a little bit more, man, I mean, the people already love this guy, man, and he's great. He's great.
He really is, man. He really is.
Absolutely, man. So that was that, man. And in the main event, we got uh man, very wild seeing him again. The final piece to the junior heavyweight puzzle, I believe, or is what it said on his Trons. We seen on Dynamite none other than Kushida.
Yeah.
We seen Kushida. Man, I forgot about Kushida. I remembered a lot of people were expecting him to show up at Forbidden Door and be with New Japan. That obviously was not the case. And now here he is on AEW Dynamite. And it is, Kushida wasn't always my favorite character-wise. I thought his character, his little like time machine thing was a little weird.
Not for me.
Me neither. But I mean him in the ring. I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna complain about that.
No, exactly.
Yeah, Kushida is very, very good in the ring. And oh, I know. Well, I think he did like a month in Japan after like his Noah stuff. I think I heard he stayed in Japan for like a month. So he could very well still be there actually. We could see him in the Royal Rumble.
We could. That's probably where, if I'm guessing, that's where he'll return.
I could totally see that. This match with Darby Allin in the main event of Dynamite was very, 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 very good. It was a very good match. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, man, and Kushida, Darby Allin went to give him a jumping senton, and Kushida caught him in an armbar on the outside.
Crazy.
Ooh. Yeah, so Darby Allin won this match via roll-up as him and Kushida shook hands, and Kushida put up his pinky to pinky promise him another title shot. Darby Allin did not budge, and then Kushida came back and raised his hand after a very, very, very solid main event match. Man, very good.
Very, man. It was very good. This the stuff I want to see from the TNT title, man. I like it. I like it a lot.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And then, the only thing that happened on SmackDown, man, is Triple H did a really awesome thing. He focused Friday Night SmackDown around a tag team tournament, as Michael Cole uttered the words, "One of the greatest tag teams ever, the Briscoes." He talked about the Briscoes. He sent prayers to the family of Jay Briscoe. Awesome stuff from Triple H. You would never in a million years see something like that under a Vince McMahon creative. It just wouldn't happen. But Triple H made it happen. Again, he centered the whole entire show around tag team wrestling, and it was just a really, really awesome thing to see.
Definitely, man. It's really awesome, man. That was a class act, man.
Absolutely. And then we seen the return of the Firefly Funhouse, and I'll tell you what, it was cool for what it was, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It just seems like something that needs to it seems like something this version of Wyatt just didn't look right in the Funhouse. It just looked off.
Yeah, and everything with Wyatt right now feels so unfocused. It feels like they're not going towards a story. It's just, oh, remember the Funhouse? Oh, remember the cult leader? Remember this? It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know where they're going with Wyatt right now. I really don't.
Like, I don't know if it's a blast from the past before we get to him saying, I am the Eater of Worlds. I am the cult leader. I am, the Fiend. And then ultimately at the Royal Rumble to say, I am Uncle Howdy. I don't know, man. I don't know. It could be focused and maybe we just don't see it right now, but to the fans, it is just kind of confusing.
It really is, man. I have no idea what they're doing right now. No clue.
Me neither, bro. Yeah, JT asks, where is Rick Boogs? I don't know, but to be honest, I wouldn't bring him back with Nakamura. I would bring Nakamura back as NXT Nakamura.
I feel like they might. If Triple H is still in charge, I think he will, man.
Yeah.
And
if Triple
think
H,
we might.
if Triple H is still having plans to bring people back, I think at least he should be good for a little bit longer. And I knock on wood when I say that, but at least for the distant future, he'll be all right.
I think so, man. I hope so.
But unfortunately, with Vince McMahon there, eventually this is all going to come crumbling down. Eventually he's going to just say, "Fuck it, I'm done with trying to act like I don't want to be in charge, and I'm going to be in charge." So,
it's going to happen.
That was that. Yes, but current Wyatt now just looked very weird in the Funhouse. I can't lie. Like him with the big beard just didn't it just didn't look right for me, man. I don't know.
It really didn't, man. It really didn't.
So, Monday Night Raw. Raw is XXX. Opens up with Jimmy Hart and Hulk Hogan, where Hulk Hogan was trying to cut a promo, but his mic kept cutting out, and it was absolutely hilarious. He would say a couple words, and then you wouldn't hear nothing. And then he would start saying words again, and then you wouldn't hear nothing. I mean, it was so funny.
Oh, man. That's funny, man.
Yes, it was very great. He was, what you gonna do? Running wild on you. Oh, God, it was great. It was great, bro. So then they played this, they were doing it the whole night, but they just kept just showing pictures from, throughout the years of Monday Night Raw. They showed Chris Jericho. They showed the Yes Movement segment. They showed a couple couple AEW things, man, or a couple AEW talent on there, man. So it was really cool. The fact that they did not show the pipe bomb, one of the greatest Raw moments ever, just, man, that's wild to me.
Did they show the Nexus debut?
No. No.
God damn. That's lame as fuck, man. That
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, you're sitting there showing a fucking picture of Hugh Jackman punching Dolph Ziggler, but you can't show the Nexus or the or the pipe bomb, one of the greatest promos ever, probably the greatest promo ever.
I could guess the answer to this question, but did they show the Jericho breakup image?
No. They showed Chris Jericho's WWE debut, which was a great Raw moment,
That's
but
cool.
yeah, but they but the thing with the pipe bomb segment is there was a Raw show sometime within the last 2 years, and they did show a picture of Punk sitting on the stage. Like, they've done it before. I
I
don't
think when they
know.
were was it when they were going over all their past world champions? I think they were doing that in a segment, and they showed CM Punk. I think that was the segment.
Might
And if
have.
it's not that, then they also I remember they did that for Punk. So if it's not what you're thinking of, I know they also did that with Punk. And when
Yeah,
they showed up, they were talking about all the past world champions, and they showed. I think it was that picture of Punk sitting on the stage.
could have been. Definitely, bro. But yes, they only showed Jericho. They only showed the Jericho debut. They showed the Yes Movement segment, which was pretty cool. In the teaser, in the commercial, they showed a picture of Sasha Banks holding up the Raw Women's Championship in her Falls Count Anywhere match with Charlotte. But during the show, nothing about Sasha Banks or
Oh,
hardly any woman stuff, to be honest.
that's fucked up, man. That is. That ain't right, especially for one of the four horsewomen, man. That ain't right.
Yeah,
Did they
yeah.
show anything Benoit? Can't even finish the sentence, bro. Just show him.
Oh
Just
my God, could you
yeah.
imagine?
Remember this guy? I hope not.
Um,
It's amazing.
yeah, but yeah, man. I mean, they they showed some good stuff, but I mean, it was a lot of the shit was just random. Like, they were just showing like random random like pictures of fucking Cody Rhodes from last year, like just like random images of him. Like, what? Like, why don't you like show like a promo he did that was great or something, like, the night after WrestleMania promo or like something.
Something different, man. Oh, Logan, I saw about that, man. That
Yeah,
shit
I've
was
seen that
nuts.
too.
That shit was brutal. I love it. I didn't
I
think I'd ever say that about those two,
I
but I
never
love it.
Me too, bro. Me too. Nikki Bella said word for word, "You can't show Mercedes because she's too over." Eek. That's coming
Oh,
from the Bella twins.
fellas, bro. That's insane. They got that respect for real.
Yeah, man. And then they said something at the end of it, right before the clip I seen went off. Something about you guys don't like us for stuff you asked us to do. Obviously, talking about Total Divas.
Man,
Damn.
brutal. Brutal as hell.
So, yeah, crazy, man, crazy. I know WWE got in a lot of hot water with the Bella twins leading up to it because they apparently what they did was they promoted the Bella twins without even contacting them.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's the reason that Bloodline segment had to be canceled, because I
Absolutely.
wonder if they just promoted the whole fucking family being there and the whole family probably didn't even know about it.
Yeah. They probably never contacted any of them before promoting that segment.
Yeah, I mean, probably like your main ones like Rikishi and Afa and Sika, but like other than that, they probably, because they were promoting the whole bloodline, every generation of the bloodline, all of them probably couldn't make it, and instead we
Yeah.
got something that I think was equally as great, if not greater, but
Yeah.
but very, 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 very interesting here, man, very interesting.
Mhm.
Yes, I truly never thought I would hear the Bella Twins speak ill will of the old World Wrestling Entertainment, man. So
Never in my life, bro. That's insane.
seriously, seriously, man, you can't say Mercedes because she's too over. Damn,
That's awesome. I like that.
damn. Yeah, man. So that was that, bro. That was pretty much the gist of things there were shown on Raw, like the pictures, as far as the pictures go and stuff like that. People were still commenting that Triple H Women's Division is the worst it's been in a decade.
Pretty bad. But I don't think it's the worst. It's bad. It's bad, all right, but I don't think it's the worst.
So, Afa and Sika had travel issues, and Rikishi was sick. Damn,
Damn, that sucks.
that sucks. So, uh, mm, so when you say Triple H's Women's Division, are you talking about the divisions that Triple H has overseen? Because if that's the case, it definitely is the worst. And that's not really a knock on them. In a little bit of way, it is, because it's not that good right now. But people got to understand, his NXT Women's divisions will probably never be touched on how great they were.
Literally my favorite women's champion twice over. Asuka and Shayna Baszler. Come on, dog.
Yeah,
But like now, oof, trash, garbage,
yeah.
rhetoric.
This is the worst Triple H's. I would say this division he's overseeing now is the worst.
Say
Yeah.
it's first under him. I think under Vince there's been
Oh my God, yeah.
fucking months where it's been worse,
Yeah,
man. But it's still
if
bad.
if we're talking about main roster women's divisions in general, obviously this is the best, but that doesn't say much because Vince McMahon's were just so shit.
I
Vince
wouldn't even
McMahon's
say this was the best, to be honest. I think,
well,
holy shit, Vince had moments where he's done some good shit with the women, man. He's had moments,
that
and
is true.
to be real, I can maybe call like one in this main roster Triple H division, but not many.
Um
I
the
think it's definitely one of the worst.
when Vince does good, like you think about Becky in 2018 or
Mhm.
Bailey in 2020, it's good. But when Vince's is bad, I would
Oh, it's
take Triple H's bad over Vince's bad, because
yeah.
at least with Triple H's bad, they still get time. Maybe he doesn't make the right decisions, but they still get a decent amount of time. And the segments, some of Triple H's women's segments have just been shit. But with
Oh,
Vince McMahon, when he's
same with
on his kicks, where he doesn't care about the women, they hardly wrestle. They go out there for 7 minutes. They go out there for fucking 9 minutes and do nothing.
yeah. I mean, he kind of did the thing today, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
What did he? Who did he? What did he do today?
That time,
Oh,
I
that.
fucking
So there's actually a reason for that. It
I
wasn't
know there's a reason, but like you pick that to cut time for, that don't make sense. That was dumb as fuck
that.
from
That's fair, to be honest. But
like
then
dog.
the only other thing I would have cut is the women as well, because this Bianca Belair and Becky and or Bianca Belair shit, I would have cut that, to be honest. But I know
Like
it's
all
another women's thing, but
that
yeah, that
is
would have got cut.
I got like what was that match with Imperium? Who did Rollins team with
The
tonight
Street
that I heard?
Profits.
Like, bro, you could easily cut that shit.
Yeah.
No, easily cut that shit off for them.
I
I
mean,
don't get what he did tonight. That didn't make sense to me at all.
no, I don't know why you chose that, being that a steel cage match is a huge, it's got to be a huge attraction to a live crowd.
Mhm.
I don't know why you did not cut Bianca Belair versus Sonya Deville or Seth freaking Rollins and the Street Profits versus Imperium. I mean, what was the point of having Imperium just
On the show
lose?
for no reason and lose. This isn't even their show. Why are they here again?
And you
I,
know, And you know, um, for some people showing up like Bray Wyatt, it makes a little bit of sense
yeah,
because he has had
yes,
some good
history.
Raw moments. And then with that, LA Knight just traveled to, because Bray Wyatt was there to kind of tell their
Mhm.
story. Or like Charlotte, even though Charlotte fucking blows, I mean, half of her
Her
run
dad's
was on Raw. You know what I mean? But I mean, Imperium, none of those guys have ever been on Raw. Well,
literally.
one time when they did Raw in the UK and Walter faced Seth, but that was it.
Like that's it. And like he has no connections to Raw. Why were they here? Why did Rollins team with the Street Profits? Like what? Like that was dumb as fuck for them to cut that steel cage, bro. That
Yeah,
that's the thing I don't get, bro. You spent all this money setting that cage up, getting it here, assembling it, advertising the match, and that's the match you don't do?
don't
Is
make no
the
sense.
match where so they had a cage over that whole damn show. They didn't use it. Well, they used it, but like they didn't do a match. That don't make sense to me. That really don't.
And
I
then to
don't know
sit
what he's
there
doing.
and act like they just killed Becky Lynch and all they did was a couple fucking moves to her. To sit
Hmm.
there and act like they just fucking dumped her on her head. Um, you
Or
know,
nine.
yeah, to sit there and act, I mean, the medical people are over there oh, there's no way she's going to compete. I mean, dude, they
What?
just hit her with a couple moves.
Like, bro, do you know who that is? She literally got legitimately punched in the nose, broken nose, and she was still fighting, bro. That's the woman that you just kicked a couple times and said she can't compete. I don't know what the fuck they did with
That
those
was
two last night or
completely
tonight.
ridiculous. But case in point, when Triple H wants to give his women time, he gives them a he does give them a decent amount of time. But in cases like tonight, I don't know what the fuck that thought process was, but yes, I would
No.
say I personally would say I would rather deal with Triple H's worse than Vince McMahon was worse because Triple H's worse involves Nikki Cross, while Vince McMahon's worse involves Nikki
Nikki
Ash. To give
Yeah,
you guys a
comparison.
yeah, a comparison on whose worse is the best. So, but yes, completely stupid, dude. Bailey versus Becky Lynch gets canceled. What?
That made no sense.
And then later in the show, to go ahead and see Charlotte Flair out there for no fucking reason, and
It
then
was
for that to lead to Bianca and Sonya Deville getting a match? Come on,
and
bro.
another thing I thought about, bro. How do you have to cut time on a 3-hour show? Dog,
Mm-hmm.
this show is 3 goddamn forsaken hours. You have all the time in the world. How do you need to cut time? Who ran the show? Tony Khan? Why do you need to cut time on a 3-hour television show? Half of this shit you could have done next week anyway.
Yes, this
Oh,
WWE Legends poker game could have got canned. Nobody cared about that. And honestly, all they had to do for that Imperium segment, because it was fucking hilarious, all you had to do was have Imperium come out there and DX have them just get scared and walk off and make
yeah.
Imperium look good. Just have
What?
Imperium just have Imperium tell them to get out of the ring, and all of them are like, oh shit, well, we're too old for this, so let's get the hell out of here. That is literally all they had to do. That is all they had
Literally.
to do, man. And they didn't. But yeah. However, I am very glad we did not see any legends burying the young guys in this show.
That was good.
This is a very good Triple H-ism. Because, dude, when Imperium came out there, all I said to myself was, is Triple H and Shawn Michaels about to sit here and embarrass a guy that they once booked so well? I don't know, man. Completely boggled my mind. All right, man.
I'm telling you, man.
So this show opens up with the trial of Sami Zayn.
Hey.
Whew, bro. I loved this segment, dude. I absolutely love this segment. This was so good. This was so good for anybody, and there are people. Dude, oh man. I love this segment so much. I would genuinely probably put this segment in my top 10s of all time for segments that I've personally watched. Dude, this landed me into territory where somebody told me I must have not watched wrestling that long. Man, did I have to sit dude on his ass, bro. Get the fuck out of here. I have watched this shit my whole entire life, man. I have watched this shit my whole entire life. I know a good segment when I see one. And, dude, the emotion and the amount of feeling that was put into this segment was fucking incredible. Exceeded all expectations, bro. I did not think too much of when I seen this. I did not think too much when I seen this trial of Sami Zayn segment, but I knew when they were walking out there, just seeing the look on Sami Zayn's face, I was like, either they're about to kick him out of the bloodline, or this is going to get a whole lot more interesting. And one of them almost happened, and the other one definitely happened. So Paul Heyman grabs the mic, and he just starts going off on Sami Zayn. Just this rat bastard, this fucking he didn't say that. This traitor.
Right.
He called him a rat bastard, and I was like, whoa. I was like, Sami Zayn's looking at him like, damn, what the hell? So he goes, I'm going to show you some evidence from the prosecution, how that proves Sami Zayn is not a part of this family. One was from a while ago. It was like Drew McIntyre. He called him like Sword Boy, or he called him something stupid. He said sword wielding boy or something like that. Was jumping the Usos, and Sami Zayn ran away. And then there was another instance where at War Games, Sami Zayn was on top of the cage, taking all the glory in for himself. And then there was another instance where Sami was on Raw and he cost Jey Uso a match because he didn't want to hit Kevin Owens in the head with a chair. And Roman just blank, just nothing to say, as Sami Zayn stands up and he says, you know what, Paul? You know me is the fact that you just said all that, but you always want to come up to me and you want to give me a kiss on the cheek and hug me and tell me how much you love me, and then you say all that? He said, he told Paul, he said, that genuinely hurts me. And And he says, you know what? I have no defense. As he just threw the mic down and he sat back in his chair. And Roman at this point was just looking at him like, what the fuck? Screaming at him. You have no defense. You're just going to let all of that happen without saying anything. So he says to Sami, he says, you're just going to let all of that happen after everything? You're just going to let him say all of that and not defend yourself at all? And at this point, he's screaming at Sami Zayn, and he says, I let you into my family, and this is how you repay me. And he throws, and he says, you know what? And he screams Solo, and he throws the mic down as Solo is just looking like, okay, I guess this is it. So Solo was just looking like, okay, well, I guess this was it. And Solo walks up to Sami Zayn. Why is this red?
Right.
Really?
Hear you.
Oh, okay. Was I Charlotte-y?
Yeah, you're pretty Charlotte-y.
Okay.
For me, at least.
Where did I start being Charlotte-y at?
I mean, you were Charlotte-y the whole time you were talking about that segment, but I don't know if it was like that to the audience.
Okay, guys, please
I
let
don't
me
think it was.
know. Guys, not here out of that segment. Please let me know if you guys heard everything.
The universe knows.
Okay. Jeez. That was the first time in a while that happened. Man. Okay. Okay. So they say it's been good for them. Okay. So Roman Reigns Roman Reigns grabs the mic and he tells Sami, I let you into my family and this is how you repay us. You don't want to defend yourself, so you just don't care anymore. And he just screams for Solo. He throws the mic down. And Solo walks behind Sami Zayn. And he's getting ready to give him the Samoan spike as Sami's just sitting in the chair not doing anything. And right before he goes to do it, Jey Uso held Solo's arm. And he said, "Nah, man, what are you doing?" As Roman Reigns just looking at him like, what the fuck? This is the kind of power-hungry Roman Reigns I want to see, bro.
Literally, bro. Just the guy that's just insane with power, man. That's what I want to see from the dude.
Dude, we said this so long ago. We said this so long ago about Roman Reigns being the fall of the Bloodline being because Roman Reigns just becomes delusional. And I absolutely love this short-wicked, short-tempered Roman Reigns. I mean, it is great.
I think it's awesome, man. I really do.
Absolutely. So, Jey, and dude, when I tell you guys I was genuinely watching this with a tear in my eye because of all the emotion that Sami Zayn was giving off, I mean, he just looked so heartbroken. And the moment that the Usos saved him, the guys who hated him the most, bro.
Loved it. That was great.
Was so fucking good. This was one of the best segments I've ever watched in my entire life. I promise you guys that. In the entirety of me watching professional wrestling, this was one of my all-time favorite segments. This has got to be easily in my top 10. But
nice. Hell yeah, man.
Logan says he was watching with a tear in his eye as well. Dude, it was sad, bro. It was such an emotional promo, man. It was so good. And Jey says, "You know what? No disrespect to you, Tribal Chief." He says, "You know what, man? I got a tape that I want to play." He said, "Roll the footage." Sami Zayn was bickering a little bit with Paul Heyman, as he said, he was telling Paul, do you think that I want to be the Tribal Chief? Do you think that I'm in this for selfish reasons? As Paul Heyman's just standing there saying, yes, after all of that, man. So Jey says, I got some footage that I want to play, so roll the tape. He showed footage of Sami Zayn helping them beat RK Bro. He showed footage of Sami Zayn. Taking the Claymore for Roman Reigns, taking chair shots for Roman Reigns, taking shots for the Usos, helping them at War Games. He just showed all the clips of Sami Zayn helping the Bloodline, and he said to Sami, he said, everybody knows when you first came into this group, I hated you. I could not trust you. And you stuck around there and chose to see the good in me. And to me, that's family. And he said to Sami Zayn, he said to Sami Zayn, you are like family to me. You are like my Us, or my brother. And Sami Zayn was legitimately fucking crying. He was legitimately fucking crying. And he said, if you guys want to see Sami Zayn stay in the Bloodline, throw your ones in the air. And Jey was the only one doing it. And then Jimmy throws his titles on the table, stands up, and puts his one up in the air. It was so fucking good. It was so good. And Sami says to Sami Sami was legitimately looking at them, just shaking his head, just smiling with just a face, just those red-rimmed eyes, man. And Roman Reigns grabs the mic, and I absolutely love how he just was a prick about this whole segment. He grabs the mic and he says to Sami Zayn, he says, "You know what? You need to thank Jay right now, because if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be in here." And he blatantly told Sami Zayn, "You bought yourself a little more time." So it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder what the hell is Sami Zayn going to kind of get the hint after this that he is not going to be accepted by Roman Reigns, and maybe he's cool with the Usos for now, but is he going to get the hint, and is he going to be the one to turn?
I think they've low-key themselves kind of set that path up where it might be Sami that turns, but I don't know, man. I still think
Definitely.
overall that even if Sami is the one to turn, the Bloodline has to beat the fuck out of him at the Chamber, man. That's where it has to happen, whether he turns on them or not. Elimination Chamber has to end with a fucking beat down ass Sami Zayn. It has to.
Absolutely. The Bloodline, they, especially with the Usos saving him tonight, we all know the group is going to break up, but it's those stories, man, that just want you, it just makes you as a fan say, man, I really wish Roman would just see the good in him and just let him stay in the group. Even though we all know it's going to happen, and we all know it's going to end, it's one of those stories, man, where it's going to be bittersweet. It's going to be so bittersweet when it ends, because you're, in one hand, you're going to say, they look like pricks after turning on Sami Zayn. They look like the biggest villains in wrestling, some of the biggest villains in wrestling history after that turn. And on the other hand, you're going to say, man, I wish this group would have got a little bit of a longer run. And that in itself
What you want
is what you want. Look at DIY. Everybody, as soon as it happened, a lot of people said, this is the wrong time. This was too early for them. But in hindsight, it was the perfect fucking time to break them up. And same thing goes for Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose. Everybody said, man, we want the Shield back together. The Shield should have had a longer run. And that in itself means it was the perfect fucking time to break them up. And
I've always said that, man.
And it is going to be the same thing with the Bloodline. On one hand, you're going to say, man, I just wish we could have got another year out of these guys. And on the other hand, you're going to say, and a couple years down the line, you're going to look back and you're going to say, man, that was the perfect time to break them up. It was the perfect time to break them up. And it's one of those things where it makes you hate it so much in the moment. And that's okay, because down the line, you're going to look back and you're going to say, man, that was absolutely perfect how that was done. Same thing with, this is not a faction situation, but same thing with Johnny Gargano and Andrade Cien Almas, bro. A lot of people wanted to see Johnny Gargano win the NXT title at TakeOver Philadelphia, and we were so mad and we hated NXT for those couple hours, man, after that happened. And we hated NXT so much, and in hindsight, you
perfect,
say, man, that was so perfect Johnny Gargano didn't win that match. And that in itself is the beauty of professional wrestling, to pull you in and to get you so emotionally invested. You hate to see something happen. But when you look back, and hindsight is always 20/20 vision, bro, it was just the perfect fucking thing to do. And that also is another hidden beauty of Triple H's booking, man. It is, he is the master at making decisions that come into play a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles down the road, man.
Man, and look what happens when you don't do that. When you keep a group together. Look what happened to the Inner Circle, man.
Yep,
when
perfect.
they were originally gonna break up, I wanted it because it was too soon, and too soon was perfect. And guess what? We got another couple months with them, and then everyone's like, "Oh yeah, they got to break up now. This group's getting old. It's getting stale." It's exactly what we say, bro. Right when the fans will not want them to break them up because fans will cherish what they had forever. It's a perfect system, man.
I mean, Inner Circle looks so badass after that Pinnacle feud. If they would have went out like that, even though they would have lost the match, the mystique
Perfect.
of the Inner Circle would have been intact.
Exactly. It would have been amazing, man. Uh, Stuff like that is why that system is so good. Because you have examples of when it isn't.
Not the mystique, I mean the aura, rather,
Yeah.
around the Inner Circle would have been intact. It would have been remembered as a fucking badass group, and it would have been great, but
Now it's remembered as a thing that went on forever. Look at
yep,
the Shield now. They fucking reunited that group 3, 4 times,
yep,
and nobody cares about it anymore.
yeah,
That's what
absolutely,
happens, bro.
absolutely. Yeah, 100%. So that is truly something I believe to be truly a hidden beauty of Triple H's work. He is the king of kings, if you will, at making these decisions that are very that maybe you're gonna hate to see it now, and maybe it's gonna get you so emotionally invested that you absolutely hate the decision now, but you're going to look back in a couple months or a couple years and say, man, that was absolutely perfect. And it's a beautiful thing. And this segment, I'm telling you, bro, was genuinely, and I genuinely mean this, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about this shit. Not only was I was on the edge of my seat for this whole entire segment. This group has done tremendous work. This group has done tremendous work, and uh they absolutely deserve what all of them deserve what they are getting right now, and that is just great praise for a great segment and overall a great storyline being told. I mean, this was one of the best segments I've ever seen, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I haven't I haven't started watching Wrestling Tomorrow. I've been watching this shit for 15 years, around there. I've been watching this shit for around 15, 16 years, and my God, I am not in any way, shape, or form embarrassed to say this was one of the best segments I've ever seen. This had me emotionally on the edge of my seat, and it was an emotional ride, to say the very, very least.
Definitely, man, definitely.
Amazing, amazing, amazing stuff here. So, the Usos then go on. Oh, that was the other thing. Roman Reigns tells Sami. He tells Sami this, and this is what I said in the beginning of me talking about this promo, that this is going to either I said in the beginning of the promo before I seen it, they're either going to kick him out of the group or this is going to get a whole lot more interesting. So it got a whole lot more interesting because Roman Reigns says to Sami Zayn, you know what? I want you to have a great night, and I want you to have a night that is going to make the Bloodline proud. Also, I don't want to see your face until Saturday night at the Royal Rumble. And there is where you are going to have your final test. What is that test going to be?
Don't put him beat KO, man.
And the thing is Sami going to purposely fuck something up? Also,
Exactly.
Kevin Owens came out a little earlier in the show and told Roman Reigns he was holding the Universal title hostage. Is Roman Reigns only defending the Universal title?
I think he's defending both. I don't know why he would say that.
Yeah, it was
I'm
real
almost
weird.
positive the match is for both.
It was real weird he said that. He said that he's held the Universal title hostage for almost 2 years. He didn't really say much about the WWE Championship, which made me feel a little weird about the situation. I said to myself, I could have swore he was defending both of them. So I don't know why Kevin Owens would say that unless they're
That's
going to
weird.
change something, but
Changing it would be weird in itself. I don't know, man.
yeah, definitely. Definitely. Because if I'm Kevin Owens, if I'm facing the guy who holds both belts, why would I have a match for both of them and then want to change my
You
match
just have one.
to get one of them?
Like what?
Like, I could see if you
And-
go into it knowing, okay, I'm only fighting you for the WWE title. All right, fine. But, I mean, to say you're getting a title match for both, and then for them, like, what would be the reason behind them only defending? And with that logic, wouldn't he only be able to defend the Raw or the WWE title since he's fighting a Raw superstar? Doesn't make any sense. I don't know why. I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah,
Weird.
it made no sense. I don't know why he chose that wording, but so he tells Sami that he better make the Bloodline proud tonight, and he told him, you bought yourself a little bit more time. So now Sami Zayn knows the day is eventually going to come where Roman Reigns will kill. Like, he knows he's not a lifer. You know what I mean? He knows he's not the Dolph Ziggler of the Bloodline. He is not a lifer. He will eventually be kicked out. So I feel like that's going to come into play really well at the Royal Rumble, to be honest. But I wonder what the test is going to be. Is the test going to be Sami Zayn not being in the Royal Rumble? Because technically, if he were to fight in the match, he would be looking for a shot to face Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
If he were to, if he were to even step foot in the match, is that going to be a test of, you want to take my titles off of me? Is it going to be in the title match against Kevin Owens? I mean, we don't know, man. We don't know, but it's interesting, man. It is really interesting, and they have truly, kudos to everybody involved. They have told a spectacular story, man. Truly.
And truly, I can't wait to see how it plays out, man. And I definitely agree with Logan on all of this. I mean, I think Sami. It's not that I don't think Sami Zayn shouldn't know the day is gonna come, but that he doesn't believe it in a way where he's trying so hard to stay in the group, where he's just like, I'm gonna stay in this group. I'm gonna prove myself, and he tries his hardest, and they still turn on him. Not that he doesn't know it's gonna come,
He doesn't.
but he
He
doesn't
knows
believe
it, but he's naive to it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he just can't accept it.
I agree.
And when they do beat his ass, I think that's gonna make it perfect, man. And I don't think he should be in the Rumble either. I don't want him in the Rumble at all.
I agree.
I
I'm saying these things because,
I get what you mean, Logan.
yeah, I'm saying these things because, not because I want or think they're gonna happen. I'm just mentioning them because it's just a talking point of the segment. You know what I mean? But yes, I absolutely don't think Sami Zayn should turn on the Bloodline. The story is for the faction to kick him out, and
Exactly.
and I totally agree with Sami Zayn knowing the day is gonna come, but being naive to it enough to where he just doesn't want to believe it. He doesn't want, he doesn't want it to happen, type thing. But he knows it. But he tries to block it, and he tries to do everything he can to please them. So the Usos are facing the Judgment Day, and for the Raw Tag Team Championships, Jimmy goes down in the match. They're carrying him out. Adam Pearce says, well, if you leave, you're going to forfeit the championships. And Sami says, wait. Can I step in and team with Jay and defend the tag team championships with Jay? And Adam Pearce says, you know what? I did it for the Judgment Day a couple weeks ago, and I'll do it for you guys too. And I love those little things. I love those little things.
Nice.
He did it for the Judgment Day a couple weeks ago. He's gonna do it for the Bloodline tonight. So he let Sami Zayn tag into the match. Sami Zayn almost lost this match for them, but in the end, this crowd was so into it after Sami got in the match, and it was so good, bro. It was so good. This was one of the best matches Dominic Mysterio's ever been involved in.
Dominic.
It has been this was great. This was fantastic. Crowd was into it. It was very good, and it was just all around. I thought just a really good tag match, man. And I genuinely found myself being invested into a Dominic Mysterio match. So crazy to see, man. Crazy to see. But in the end, Sami Zayn wins the match for the Usos.
Oh yeah, man. You love to see it.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, oh no, Sami Zayn's going to hold the belts up and they're going to think that he's trying to... No, not at all. He grabbed both belts and handed them right to Jay.
Love it.
Amazing. Fucking incredible. Incredible. The Godfather and Ron Simmons are asking who the hell this stooge is with their buddy JBL. Baron Corbin just got verbally buried here. They were just treating dude like an absolute moron. And yeah, I mean seriously, if it was anybody, I'd rather it be Baron Corbin than anybody on the roster. But they then Baron Corbin pays them off to get into their poker lounge. And who's back sitting in the poker lounge, you may ask? None other than the man that participated in the greatest singles match of all time. Nope, not Andrade. Johnny Gargano. There he was back there eating popcorn, just standing at the table, just wasting his time away on Monday Night Raw. Imagine flying in to stand at a table at a poker game.
I wouldn't show up. I had no call, no show. Fuck it. Fuck that shit.
Oh, man. Horrendous.
I swear to God.
That was that. Do not really want to talk about that at all. Other than Bray Wyatt's dad was on the show. IRS was there.
Hey,
that was cool.
That's awesome.
And then the steel cage that never was. Bayley comes out. Becky's coming to the ring. Damage control. Get her in the ring. Io does a backflip on her. They do like this double swing neck breaker move. And apparently that's all it took to kill Becky Lynch. And they lock the cage. Adam Pearce was trying to get in as they were doing these two moves to Becky Lynch. Adam Pearce got his bolt cutters, got himself in the cage, and Damage Control then climbed over to the top to avoid Adam Pearce. You cut Becky Lynch and Bayley, but you kept Sonya Deville versus Bianca Belair on the show? What? Come on now.
Poker segment on the show? Come on, bro.
Oh, yeah. Like, I want to see... Like, I would rather see Luke Gallows and Alpha Academy play fucking poker with Baron Corbin rather than watching Becky Lynch and Bayley, two of my top 3 women of all time, go at it in a steel cage match. Nope, I'd rather watch poker and... a Sonya Deville and Bianca Belair match, and a Charlotte promo and watching Ric Flair stand out there and absolutely have no fucking idea what he was talking about.
Makes sense, man. It really doesn't.
None whatsoever. Horrible, man. So yes, that was cut. Bobby Lashley said, Bobby Lashley gets confronted by MVP, and he tells Bobby Lashley, you know, why don't, after your match, after you win the title, why don't you come down to the VIP lounge? We're going to pop some bottles, and I want you to make some new friends. Obviously talking about Omo. Bobby Lashley says, look, man, tonight, let's just get one thing straight. I don't need your help, and I don't need Omos's help. MVP says, okay, and he leaves Bobby Lashley alone for the whole night, pretty much. Bro, DX comes out with fucking Kurt Angle. Dude.
Why is Kurt Angle always joining in on these factions?
Dude, so I was ready to tweet out, like, damn, they didn't think Kurt was going to get did they not think Kurt was going to get like a pop or something? Like, why did they not give him his own entrance? So Kurt comes walking out there, and I'm so confused. I'm like, damn, they're not going to give Kurt his own entrance? Well, so, dude, they get in the ring, and they all start doing the DX hand symbol. Kurt was doing it so fast, it was fucking hilarious, dude. It was hilarious. And, you know, the group, they're just all vibing, and, you know, and I'm sitting there like, why are they not, they didn't announce Kurt, they didn't mention him, they're not doing anything for Kurt. So I was ready to tweet like, damn, did they forget that Kurt was there? And then we ended up getting our answer, because Road Dogg does his intro, and he does his, you know, tag team champions of the world, and he's the Road Dogg Jesse James, and he goes to say the badass Billy Gunn, and he fucking looks over, and it's just Kurt, and I just started cracking up laughing. He's the badass and it's just Kurt just standing there just looking at him, and he goes, Kurt?
Love
like,
it.
What are you doing here? And Kurt goes, I always wanted to be a part of DX. Bro, I just started. Dude,
Love it.
I'm sitting there the whole time like, why are they not mentioning Kurt? And then when Road Dogg looked over and just was like, what
and
the
just pans
fuck?
to Kurt.
Like, oh, it was so funny. And then I was like, oh, okay, so Kurt wasn't supposed to be there type thing.
No.
So it just made it all that much better. It was so fucking funny, dude. It was so funny.
Hell, Kurt, man.
Dude, Kurt really is the best. I always wanted to be a part of DX.
They just didn't even notice. He just walked out with him.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
So funny too. And the best part was they were all wearing their black and green. Kurt comes out wearing red, white, and blue, like the most noticeable guy out of the bunch. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, did they tell Kurt that this was his segment? I'm like, this
comes out.
Did somebody accidentally tell Kurt this was his segment? I'm sitting there the whole time. I'm like, damn. I'm like, they know. I'm sitting there. I'm like, they do know Kurt would have got a pop, right? He didn't have to come out with DX. And then when that happened, I just started dying laughing because I was like, oh, I see what they're doing.
That's amazing, man.
But it was so weird, and then it was just so fucking funny, dude. And when he was doing the fucking DX hand symbol, or the thing, and when they get in the ring and they do the suck it, he was like doing it so fast. It was fucking hilarious, bro.
It's amazing, man.
So Imperium come out. They get in the face of Triple H, and this was so good. The reason this was so good is because this time DX didn't bury anybody.
Yeah.
Instead, and as soon as Imperium came out, I got a little annoyed because I was like, is Triple
No.
H really going to give a pedigree, or is Shawn Michaels really going to sweet chin music Walter right now? After how well both of them booked him, I was like,
Oh,
oh, come on.
literally.
So, you know, they get in there and Walter says, you guys, I don't know what you guys are out here celebrating. You guys have done nothing but make a mockery of this business. You guys have done nothing but make a mockery of this business. And he says, so you step out of our ring unless any one of you want to do anything about it. So Triple H, all fucking mean, walks up to him and he's got this pissed look in his face and he just pulls the mic up to his mouth and he says, nah, man, I'm retired. I'm good. Yeah, you, Sean? He's like, it was so funny, man. And then Sean goes, and then Sean's looking around at the crowd and he just goes, nah, man, I'm too old. And then they look at X-Pac and he's like, no, I got bad shins, man. This ain't gonna be me. Road Dogg walks up and he goes, nah, I don't. I'm not gonna fight you. So they get in a huddle, and they turn around and look at Kurt, and then they get back in the huddle as Kurt's just fucking standing there. And it was so funny, bro. It was really Imperium made this segment 10 times funnier just with their seriousness, and DX just like being scared but not wanting to admit it. It was hilarious, bro. So I'll tell you, bro, when Triple H got in his face and he was like breathing all hard, and then he just lifts the mic up and he just says all nice, nah, man, I'm retired. I can't do this. It was so.
That's awesome,
so they line up against Kurt, and Triple H just puts his arm around him. He goes, hey, Kurt said I'll fight you. And Kurt's just going, no, I did not say that. I did not say that. Oh, bro, it was so funny. And it was so funny, too, because you could see Walter kind of starting to crack, like he wanted to laugh.
If you're able to make fucking Walter laugh, you're good, bro. That's hurt.
It was so funny. And then Seth comes out, and then the Street Profits, and then it kind of just made it lame. And then Imperium lost, so that was that. Kind of made it lame, but the segment itself was just fucking hilarious, dude.
Kurt said he'd fight you.
Oh, bro, he said the way he put his arm around him too, and he like pointed at him. He's like, "Yeah, Kurt said I'll fight you," and Kurt was like, "No, I didn't." Bro, it was so funny.
I love it.
And DX did a revival Imperium. The Imperium still ended up losing, but not by the old guys. So that was pretty nice.
Definitely, man. That's good, man. That's good.
Absolutely, it was hilarious. It was a very hilarious segment. Charlotte Flair comes out, and bro, her theme song. There's no. There's new parts to it.
Oh no.
So it's already a shitty remix, but in the middle of it, not in the middle, but there's certain parts throughout it where the music kind of like lowers down a little bit, and you just hear something go, "Bow down to the queen," and then it goes right back into the shitty music. Or he says like, no, sorry. He says bow down to the queen, and then there's another part where he goes, all hail the queen, in this fucking stupid voice, and then the shitty remix starts playing again. Horrible.
Fire Death Rebel, bro.
Get them out.
Fire them all. Fire them. You do budget cuts on normal people, bro. Do it to them. Boot them out. God.
Dude. Oh man, where's Jim Johnson? Where is Jim Johnson when you need him? Golly.
God. That shit is ass, man.
Yes, bro. This segment was amazing. Oh no, my bad. Sorry. I don't know why. I thought we were still walking. I thought we were still talking. I was looking at a picture of the DX segment when I said that. Okay, so Charlotte comes out, cuts her promo. Bianca comes out. They start to talk for a little bit. Then Sonya Deville interrupts, and this leads to Bianca Belair versus Sonya Deville. Absolutely kill me. Bianca wins, and then Alexa Bliss cuts a promo on her, warning her for Saturday. Golly. Yeah, so that was that. The Miz cut a promo. Talking, it honestly was like an old Miz promo. He was talking about how he doesn't get any title shots or any recognition. It was literally like an old Miz promo. And then the crowd seen Kevin Owens coming through the stands, so they started standing up and cheering. And the Miz, this is what I love about the Miz. The Miz is like, yeah, stand up, cheer, yeah. And he just starts going on and on about how he needs to get what he deserves. And then Kevin Owens just gives him a stunner. And I love the Miz, man. The Miz, the Miz is so good when he's put in the right positions, but when he's doing something serious, he's so fucking good. But when the Miz is doing his cringy stuff, it sucks, bro.
Dude, the Miz is one of the most 50-50 guys in the fucking world.
When he's good, he's great.
When he's not, oh Lord, literally,
there's no in between.
No, there's no decent Miz. It's just good, really good, or god fucking awful.
Yes.
And good thing it was the good tonight, man. That's good.
A lot of people were on their A game tonight, man. A lot of people did some really good shit tonight. And in the main event, it was a pretty good match, man. It was a pretty good match. It was a pretty good match between Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley, and they wrestled in a no disqualification match, and the match was changed to a no disqualification match today. And actually, before the match, they asked Bobby Lashley why that was, and he said the reason that stipulation was made is so Austin Theory cannot get himself disqualified so he can beat me, and the other reason it's a no disqualification match is so I can't get disqualified for what I'm going to do to him tonight.
Oh, cool reasons.
So Bobby Lashley was closing in on beating Austin Theory, and Brock Lesnar comes out and interrupts this, and he gives Bobby Lashley an F5, gives Theory an F5 on top of Bobby Lashley. Theory falls on Bobby Lashley and wins. The ref counted the 1, 2, 3, and Austin Theory beat him. I think you cannot do this at the Royal Rumble because it's like 5 days away.
Literally.
But I'm starting to maybe think at WrestleMania we will see Lashley versus Lesnar, and I think that there we will at WrestleMania the Hurt Business is going to play a part in Bobby Lashley getting the final victory.
I think so, man. I think so. Yeah, Logan, I mean, I saw for a lot of people, the show cut off when he F5'd Austin Theory. For a lot of people, when he did that, the show just ended mid F5. So they were really bad with time
They
tonight.
did horrible with time tonight. So for me, he F5 Austin Theory. Austin Theory won the match, and then Corey goes, "This is what I heard." So ding, ding, ding. Oh my God, Brock Lesnar is back. And then it was like Barmageddon, talking about that new Barmageddon show. They're like,
God.
Next on Barmageddon. I'm like, and I looked at the time and I was like, oh my God, they fucking totally just ran out of time.
Dude, how do you run out of time with 3 hours of television?
I know. I guess, man, dude, when it's a loaded show and you actually have stuff you want to do this week, I guess, man. But again, there was so much stuff they just could have cut.
I don't know if they forgot or booking wise with certain people they couldn't do it. This is why you should have done Raw 30 when it happened last week or the week before. Uh, maybe there was scheduling conflicts for a lot of these guys,
Yeah.
but I don't know, man. Unless that's the reason, you should have done Raw 30 last week with
Or
the
I
way this
mean,
fucking time worked out.
hell, start asking these guys 6 months in advance. Hey,
Yeah,
we're doing this Raw show in mid-January. You gonna be good? Are you gonna be good to do it? But I guess this is what happens when you have things like this. Like a Raw 30th episode, and to conflict that, you also have to tell your go home show good for the Royal Rumble.
exactly. You have to do both, like dog.
Oh, also forgot to mention another great week of Cody Rhodes promos. I found out why they're so good. They're produced by Jeremy Borash.
Look at that, man. Look at that.
Yep.
That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah, but Cody was, he was saying, I came back a year ago, and when they told me I had to go out for surgery, it was like a heart to the chest, or it was like a knife to the heart. But now I'm back, and I have to accomplish it. So Cody was being
And
Cody, and Logan says it himself. I'm going to take the words right out of Logan's mouth, bro. How the hell do you not have Cody Rhodes win on Saturday night? We are in for a roller coaster, man.
we are, man. This man Cody's talking that shit, man. And it is just gonna be The Rock. It just wins.
I cannot
Dude,
wait. Dude, Cody's face after he gets dumped over the top is going to be a meme.
oh, it is, bro. It is. I can't wait. It's
Oh,
it's gonna be horrible. I know it. It's gonna suck. This show is really good, man. But not that I don't think Royal Rumble's gonna be good, but I think it's gonna be the start of the decline of television again. I hope not. I hope not. I
yeah.
hope Cody wins it. If I'm giving a prediction, man, the Royal Rumble is the start of the decline. That's just me, though. That's just me.
Yeah, I could. This Royal Rumble, I think, dictates that. I think even though I think the stuff with Roman and Rock, I think they'll give some decent promos. With all the other stories you have going on with Roman Reigns right now, I just don't think The Rock fits into that.
Oh, The Rock doesn't fit in at all. He is so unnecessary for this. But the money is money if they want it, man, and it's
Mm.
gonna. Oh man, and well, obviously we'll talk about it on Friday. But if they had another idea of who they wanted to beat Roman over Cody too, Cody ain't winning, bruh. From that news that dropped today about Roman's possible other opponent that almost happened, Cody ain't winning. That was my confirmation. Cody ain't fucking winning.
I'm telling you, bro, his
If they,
face is going to be a meme.
I hope so. I hope so, JT. I don't know. I don't
Me
think he'll
too.
be ready to be honest, but oh, would that probably be my fucking entry of the night? It probably would be. At least one of them. Top three easy if he's in it.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
miss that man.
Oh, 100%. I miss Orton so much.
Too
Um,
bad I don't think Riddle can join him. I think he's still suspended. Or not suspended, but in a way, getting
yeah.
married to a porn star.
Yeah, man. So that was that, man. I guess again, I guess that is what happens when you have to mix in your Rumble go home with uh your
Edition
yeah, with your 30th edition
anniversary
of
show.
Raw.
Hmm.
But man, it is
Oh no, I completely refuse to believe it. But the fact that they were trying to do it just proves to me that Cody ain't win a dog.
could you imagine
Oh,
WrestleMania on one of the nights you have You basically have Roman Reigns beat Chris Jericho and beat The Rock in Austin at the same WrestleMania, just different nights. I mean, how much
Dude,
more does a guy need to be put over?
literally, dog. He beat everybody. Who with there left? Who? What? Might as well just relinquish the things at that point. You beat everybody. You won the
Completely,
game.
completely ridiculous. But we'll get to it on. We'll go into the whole story, the details on Friday, man. But with that, that has been the 127th edition of Unscripted, man. Also, with our little tribute to Jay Briscoe, man. So rest in peace, Jay Briscoe. And yeah, man, rest in peace, truly. Reach for the
Rest in
sky,
peace.
boy.
Hell yeah, man.
Jay
Hell
Briscoe.
yeah.
Yeah, man, rest in peace to a true legend, man. And that was the Royal Rumble Go Home show. And yeah, man, this was another great edition of Unscripted, man. And that was also the episode of AEW Dynamite for this past week, man. So that is going to do it for this edition of Notorious Unscripted.
Before we go, I
Yeah.
realized we didn't talk about Wyatt. Did we talk about Wyatt and Taker?
Ooh, very
I
true.
just,
Oh my
I
God,
just
how did I skip over that? Oh, yeah, that was that was on my run sheet right before the poker game, so I skipped over that.
dead.
Okay, so there was a segment with LA Knight, and he was talking about how, you know, none of the legends are man enough to come and say anything to him. And then none other than the American Badass Undertaker comes out. So this was pretty cool, except he had that his Kid Rock American Badass song and not Rollin' or You've Done It Now. Not his good ones. He came out to his worst one, so that one kind of sucks.
Yeah.
He came in the ring, man, and LA Knight kind of had a verbal, not a back and forth because Undertaker didn't say anything, but he had a verbal spat with Undertaker. And Bray Wyatt, LA Knight, walked up the stage as he told Undertaker he was going to give him a pass for the night. He walked up the stage, and Bray Wyatt came out. I would have liked if LA Knight was just going to stay in the ring and just talk to the Undertaker, but I would prefer if he wasn't on the outside. But he was walking up the stage, and all of a sudden, right next to his head, Bray Wyatt's theme song starts playing, and then right next to his head, the lantern comes on. And that and then LA Knight was you know, kind of backed between the ring and he was back between the ring and walking Bray Wyatt at him, and he gets in the ring. Taker grabs his neck for the choke slam, and LA Knight's just kind of selling it. Bray Wyatt gets in the ring. Undertaker looks at Bray, and he just tosses LA Knight to him for the Sister Abigail as Wyatt and Undertaker face off. The Undertaker walks up to Bray, whispers something in his ear, and he walks away as Bray Wyatt just watched him ride away. As looked, I don't know what that was. I would really like to know what he told Bray Wyatt, but amazing.
I hope Wyatt mentions it at some point, but that's really amazing.
Absolutely. It almost seemed like a little bit of a torch passing here.
I know. I mean, fucking how many years too late? What, fucking 5, 6 years too fucking late? But
yeah, 8.
Nice that it happened. Oh my God, 8 years too late. Goddamn. At least it happened, bro. Good segment, man. I liked it.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, it was very good. Oh, thank you for catching that, bro. Thank you for catching that. But yes, so that was that, man. It was a really, really good episode. I wouldn't say really, really good. I'll maybe just put one really in there. It was a good episode of Monday Night Raw. I would even go as far to say a really good episode of Monday Night Raw. One of the best first hours of Raw in a long time. But
Oh yeah.
super, super good stuff, man. I really enjoyed mostly everything on this match, man, and that was it, bro. So with that, man, with that, in honor of Jay Briscoe, reach for the sky, boy. And with that, that is going to do it for this edition of Notorious Unscripted, episode 127. Thank you guys for another great episode. And with that, that is going to do it. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with us. Thank you guys. We love you guys. And with that, man, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you guys on Friday with not only the news, but the news and the Royal Rumble predictions. We'll see you guys Friday.
Peace.
I used to get deals on the bitch. Now I throw shields on the dick to stop me from that HIV shit. And niggas know they soft like a Twinkie fillin', playing the villain, prepare for this rap killing. Biggie Smalls is the illest. Your style is played out like Arnold when that's what you talking about, Willis. The thrill is gone, the black Frank White is here to excite. Throw dick to dice. Bitches are like I'm brainless, guns are like I'm